Have you ever wondered if history is still hiding secrets? Secrets that remained untouched for nearly 2,000 years? Imagine walking through a lonely desert, searching for a lost goat. You throw a stone into a dark cave. Instead of hearing it hit the ground, you hear something shatter. That single sound would lead to one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history. A discovery that changed the way scholars study the Bible. A discovery that continues to raise questions to this very day. These are the Dead Sea Scrolls. But what exactly are they? Why were they hidden? And what secrets were they meant to protect? Let's uncover the mystery. The story begins in 1947. Near the Dead Sea, in what is now the West Bank, a young Bedouin shepherd was searching for one of his missing goats. While climbing the rocky cliffs near a place called Qumran, he noticed a small cave high above the ground. Curious, he picked up a stone and threw it inside. Moments later, he heard the unmistakable sound of pottery breaking. It wasn't the sound he expected. His curiosity took over. He climbed into the cave and found several ancient clay jars. Inside those jars were old leather scrolls wrapped carefully in linen. At first, no one realized how important they were, but experts soon discovered something extraordinary. These manuscripts were around 2,000 years old. Some were among the oldest biblical texts ever discovered. News of the discovery spread rapidly. Archaeologists rushed to the area. Over the next several years, they searched nearby caves. Eventually, 11 caves were found containing thousands of manuscript fragments. Together, they became known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. So, what was written on these ancient scrolls? The answer surprised everyone. Some scrolls contained copies of books from the Hebrew Bible. Others included prayers, community rules, religious commentaries, and writings that had never been widely known. Many of these documents offered an incredible glimpse into Jewish life during the centuries before and around the time of Jesus. For historians, it was like opening a time capsule sealed for 2,000 years. But one mystery quickly emerged. Who wrote these scrolls? Many scholars believe they were produced by a Jewish community known as the Essenes. According to this theory, the Essenes lived near Qumran, separated from the larger society. They copied sacred texts by hand. They followed strict religious practices, and they believed they were preserving God's truth during troubled times. However, not everyone agrees. Some researchers argue the scrolls came from Jerusalem and were hidden during the Roman invasion. Others believe multiple groups may have contributed to the collection. Even today, the exact origin of every scroll remains debated. But perhaps the biggest mystery isn't who wrote them, it's why they were hidden. Imagine spending years copying sacred texts by hand, every word carefully preserved. Then suddenly, you hide everything inside caves. Why? Many historians believe the answer lies in war. Around the year 68 AD, Roman forces advanced through the region during the First Jewish Revolt. If the scrolls remained where they were, they would likely be destroyed. To protect them, someone may have hidden them inside remote caves, hoping to recover them later. But if that was the plan, they never returned. The scrolls remained untouched for nearly 20 centuries. One of the most remarkable discoveries was the Great Isaiah Scroll. Unlike many damaged fragments, this manuscript was almost completely intact. When scholars compared it with much later copies of the same biblical book, they found something astonishing. Despite being copied over 1,000 years apart, the texts were remarkably similar. This gave historians greater confidence in how carefully these ancient writings had been preserved through generations. But not every scroll contained familiar biblical material. Some described visions of the end times. Others spoke about mysterious battles between light and darkness. Some revealed strict community rules unlike anything found in the Bible. These writings opened a window into the diverse religious beliefs that existed during the ancient world. And naturally, they also inspired countless theories. Some people believe the scrolls contain hidden prophecies. Others claim important secrets are still being kept from the public. Some even suggest that undiscovered caves may still contain lost manuscripts waiting to be found. However, no credible evidence has confirmed these claims. Most of the known scrolls have now been studied extensively by scholars around the world. Even so, Many questions remain unanswered. Why were certain texts copied again and again? Why were others preserved only once? Were all the caves discovered? Or could more scrolls still lie hidden beneath the desert sands? Sometimes, the greatest discoveries don't answer our questions. They create entirely new ones. And that's exactly what happened here. The Dead Sea Scrolls didn't rewrite history, but they transformed our understanding of it. They allowed historians to look directly into a world that had been silent for nearly 2,000 years. A world of faith, conflict, hope, and preservation. Today, the scrolls remain one of archaeology's greatest treasures, not because they solved every mystery, but because they proved that history still has the power to surprise us. Perhaps somewhere beneath another forgotten cave, another ancient jar still waits to be discovered. Another manuscript, another story, another piece of history that could change what we know about the past. And maybe that's what makes the Dead Sea Scrolls so fascinating, not just what they revealed, but what they may still be hiding. So now it's your turn. Why do you think these scrolls were hidden? Were they simply protected from war? Or do you think there is another explanation? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy mysterious stories about history, religion, and ancient discoveries, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next mystery.